About to get wild. Let's go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Fucked it up already, I think. Hold on, everyone. I'm a real mess.
The company has opened offices in Paris, Brussels, and City.
All right, everyone good? I've already fucked up. Hold on.
No, that's showbiz, baby.
Oh, well, it's too late. It's too late. Run that shit back. All right, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be the TERYNN Show if it wasn't a fucking chaotic mess, as we are starting late per usual, and I've already fucked up the technology aspect of this. But anyways, welcome back to the TERYNN Show. Tonight's topic is professional wrestling and the terrible decision making, because at some point we realized wrestling stopped being about the body slams and became people making choices that absolutely nobody asked for. So tonight, we're talking about real headlines, real controversies, and real fucking crimes. Some people changed. Some people didn't. Me personally, I like the ones that didn't. And some people should have just called a fucking Uber. But before we begin, okay, I need to introduce the fucking panel tonight. Introducing first, a man who has never fucking prepared for a show once in his life. Introducing first, Dirty Dick Rick.
Woo! And that is false. I prepare for every show with a double fist of the vapes.
You literally texted me 6 minutes ago. What are we doing tonight? So let's.
Yeah, I mean, as far as preparing for the show aspect, we fly by the fucking seat of our pants, or maybe the fucking the feathers of our robe, so to speak. But I am the fucking new age nature boy. Not only do I style and profile, I also live in denial. And there's nowhere I'd rather be on a fucking Titty Tuesday, on a TERYNN Tuesday, than right here on the TERYNN Show. And always a toast to my queen.
Yay, that's me. Anyways, welcome, Dirty Dick Rick. As always, welcome. Every single week we do this, and it never is a dull moment. That being said, and joining us, a man whose opinions have never once been fact-checked, Kit Motherfucking Osborne.
That's showbiz, baby. That's what you told me to say in the back, right? Did I get the
Hey,
line
that is
right?
cute.
Did I get the line right?
Are you standing on the X that we taped for you, or no?
I always stand low in front of it because I'm small.
So anyways, perfect. 3 unqualified people discussing legal matters. Let's just begin. Let's just get right into it at this point.
What we got in the chat already?
Let's get the proceedings.
Let's get the proceedings rolling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Dirty Dick kick us off here tonight.
Well, this is a fun one tonight. I happen to be a huge fan of crime, so tonight's topic being fucking and committing them. Yeah, I happen to come from a family, a long line of crime committing flares, which we'll get to later. But tonight we're touching upon real life crimes by professional wrestlers, and we're going to start with the DUI edition. If you would, Queen, why don't you get us rolling on that ball?
Well, I mean, we got Jimmy Uso, okay? He's been in a top storyline for how long? Remember the good old days when you get caught with a DUI and you get suspended? No, not Jimmy Uso. Gets pushed. Multiple.
Twice, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's been more than twice. I really think it's been more than twice.
What a pro.
Why couldn't that happen to any of us? Like, I mean, in my regular job, you know, in my, you know, like, I mean, I feel like we should get rewarded. Like, remember in the Rugrats, when they were like, you know, they were, I guess, dreaming about what it would be like as to be an adult, and they got pulled over and got a ticket, and what they got were tickets to like Reptar on Ice. You know,
Fucking Reptar on Ice, man.
Like, so with, you know, Jimmy having multiple DUIs, I mean, there's, don't worry, guys, this is a whole fucking division we're gonna be talking about, okay? But like, do we think popularity changes the consequences in DUIs within the WWE?
Well, so Jay also, in my research today about Jimmy's DUIs, I saw sandwiched in between fucking Jimmy's. Jay had one also, and obviously he went on to become, you know, the more popular Uso. I guess when it comes to both of them, you can say that they are the ones with multiple DUIs.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, there is multiples that have had DUIs over the years, right?
Yeah, and I believe it was well documented that the Usos had problems when WWE was trying to go to Canada in the middle of the fucking bloodline angle. You know, oops, oh, here's this fucking 12-year-old DUI or whatever, and old Jay can't show up or old Jimmy can't show up. It affects things, you know, as it should. But they're not the only ones. I mean, the Usos definitely have multiple, but as far as multiples go, my favorite multiple offender might be Jeff Hardy.
He's my favorite multiple. As you guys can see, I'm repping the Hardy Boys right there, and you know I got that tattoo. But you know he always got in shit when he got a DUI and stuff. He got suspended. So that's what I'm meaning, Dooley. Like, we think popularity has something to do with it. Not saying Jeff wasn't popular, but the Usos are part of the bloodline. They're top tier storyline.
Jay's only gotten more popular.
Yeah, so like it's very interesting in that aspect. If
they do seem to forgive, I think, especially if you look back in the heyday of pro wrestling when it was pretty well documented, these guys would go out to the bars afterwards and get fucking annihilated, and then, you know, a lot of them would drive to town, the next town. So it happens.
yeah,
He said he still can't go to Canada.
Yeah, a lot of them. But I mean, there's definitely a way around it, because I remember when I first started going to live shows for the WWE, my favorite thing was that R-Truth wasn't there, because, you know, he couldn't get into Canada, but we'll touch base on him later probably. But he couldn't get into Canada, so I didn't have to see him. But then he started showing up at shows, and I said, what the hell? The hell is this? So, I mean, there's definitely got to be ways around it.
Well, Jeff was obviously, you know, his were always like really bad time too. Like, he'd be getting a huge push, and then he would fucking, you know, crash a car into a tree with like 95 painkillers in his car and fucking heavily intoxicated. So he definitely was his own worst enemy there for years. Looks like he's doing good now. So, you know, I was a big Jeff Hardy hater for almost my whole life, and now I've reconciled, and I'm a huge Hardy Boy fan. Matt also has had his difficulties, you know, so it happens. But
yeah, the Josh Palmer saying the closer we got to the TKO era, the less legal trouble seemed to matter.
Yeah. I think their lawyers can cover it up more.
Well, yeah, it's very interesting. So, you know, we touched base on Jimmy Uso and Jay and Jeff Hardy and Matt. I think we should talk about a pretty big one. You know, Sunny Days.
I think no audio, Mr. Osborne. I'll just say Sunny was my, you know, obviously one of my dream girls growing up. Never had a chance with her. The more she spends time in jail, the better my chances get when she gets out. So I love the fact that she got a DUI. There's one of the, TERYNN, as you know, she ended up, you know, murdering somebody by accident, maybe I don't know if it was on purpose. Probably not on purpose. She hit him with a car, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, some old dude.
Gentleman.
Yeah. Very sad.
Yeah, it 100% is very sad. So basically, Uber should be sponsoring pro wrestling, I think.
So, yeah, and I want to sponsor Sunny's fucking housing when she gets out. I got a bottle, celebratory bottle we can crack when she gets here. Cheers.
That is,
So,
yeah. So, anyways, I'm not too sure where to go with that comment. Is there any other DUIs or alcohol?
I mean, we could probably do a whole episode on DUIs, but I mean, that's such a fucking little. The only other DUI I think that was funny, honestly, before we move on, was Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam, of all people, got arrested for smoking weed. Of course. It was him and Sabu coming out of somewhere, and they got pulled over. I think they did have some prescription pills in the car. Oh my God, I know we can hear him this time when he comes. I'm going to give you folks a chance to hear the voice that goes along with those blue eyes. But RVD, in the middle of his world title fucking run, gets pulled over with weed, ends up having to drop the belt, ruins his whole fucking main event push
RVD
over something now that is legal in most states. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, he had a little fucking Larry Genitis. Here he is. Let me hear it. Just say something. Say showbiz again.
Showbiz.
Oh.
No, so I remember I was there when RVD had to drop the WWE title because they did that in Philly on a Raw.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, on a Raw against Edge. And I was I was a bigger fan of RVD than I was Edge. I mean, I think a lot of people, I don't know, I mean, one and the same, but to see him lose
Everybody knew, though.
And I also remember him being pissed off. I could tell that RVD was pissed off because in a promo, he drops the F word.
Yep.
You know, and I'm you would hear that live, but obviously they have a delay. But I just remember that going, looking at my, my best friend's brother who I went with, and we're just like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on the Usos, Jeff and Matt Hardy, or Sunny's DUIs?
Oh, can we bail her out, Kit?
No, dude, you don't want to. Well, you know what? The thing is, put her in there a little bit longer, because hopefully she's getting in better shape. I bet she's going to come out either looking,
Nope.
Oh, she got worse?
I hope so. That's better for me.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, so with that being said, I'm yeah, I mean, she's technically it's not just a DUI or the plethora of them. It's also the murder, the manslaughter that she committed.
Yeah,
which is the whole thing in itself.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to her. Actually, no, I was gonna say shout out to her. She's looking good, but she's not. She's not looking good. I tried to be nice there.
You're looking Dirty Dick Flair good.
Yeah, I mean, at the pre-show last night, when I had a chocolate cake, you were making some comments. So
I do love me some chocolate cake. That is true.
And after last night, I'll never eat chocolate cake or possibly a sweet in my life ever again. So no sugar.
Not in front of me, at least.
Or ever again.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that about wraps us up for the DUI division for now.
Yeah, let's hear some real crimes.
Yeah, so we're gonna lead into our next one, which is get the bag, and I'm gonna let Mr. Kid Osborne roll in with this one.
Yes, please.
My. I mean, we all have friends that are going through a lot, but not as many that we know have robbed the bank. And one of my closest that, I mean, of course, I'm not going to pull any punches on him because he deserves it. He's a piece of shit.
He can
Nick
handle
Gage, the man. Of all, this is a man that would wear a bandana on his head and his face, and then you would think maybe the one time that he goes to decide to do an act like this, he would wear that. Nope, not at all. Like he might as well look right at the CCTV camera and just go like, just smile big with his crooked teeth. No, he doesn't have any. You know, but but ever since then he's changed, and obviously he's like one of my very best friends in wrestling. But I will say, like, this is a joke that I said last night in our pre-show, but I'm driving in the car, and him and his girl Sanj it was in the back, and 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 he's like, yo, kid, what do you do, like for a living, like outside of wrestling? And I go, no, you're not gonna fucking believe it, but I work in banking, and in finance, and he goes, and the the silence for like that 2 seconds was enough to like make us all laugh. But then he goes and doubles down on it and goes, I like, banks take you for everything you got, fees, this, that, and just me looking in the rearview mirror, and I just go, well, I don't know, Nick, you made out like a bandit, and like his girl was like, like close to throwing up, laughing out the window, and then you just see him with this little lemon, like he just sucked a lemon face, like, you know.
He knows a
But,
good joke when he hears one.
Yeah, but yeah, and absolutely. I mean, he served his nickel, so he's fine. So that's my little story about Gage. I think that, well, I mean, it's too late. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. I don't give a shit. What's he gonna do about it? But no, I love that dude to death. But
Absolutely.
another one on that list is a former five-time world heavyweight champion, and also served 5 years
for robbing a
Booker
Wendy's,
T.
right?
Of all the fucking places.
I'm pretty sure, from what I was looking at today, real quick, I thought he robbed a fucking like a bank or something. He was working at a Wendy's, and it was like an inside job, and they busted him.
Yeah, like. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see that.
Wendy.
He
worked
see
there.
That on his.
To be fair,
on his DVD.
It is America, so they probably got a lot of cash in the registers. So.
Yo, his mugshot is
not
wild.
That much. I mean,
he looks so proud.
It better be like the Wendy's in like Times Square, because I can't imagine it having that much fucking money.
We do have Jamal watching live on YouTube asking, in regards to your story about Nick Gage, did he ask for the building layouts?
He just had,
and not just where are the bathrooms.
He had that letter, where he slides under there, and he got like, he ended up turning himself in, and then turned himself in, but he spent the money at like Atlantic City or some shit.
If he had put the bandana back on, they never would have caught him. They only had his face on. You put it on and leave it on. He's good to go.
I know. I don't fucking know. He wasn't thinking.
It works both ways.
Yeah. Well, since then turned his life around, found God, all those things.
Well, Booker T too. Booker T's a legend now, like a bona fide legend, from a Wendy's fucking inside jobber, like the fucking what was that movie you like there? The gangster movie, the robbery movie.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Booker T was definitely from Cool Runnings.
Wait, that was just a coincidence.
The casino when they fucking anyways, a 5-time world champion, Hall of Famer. Also, another one was MVP, which I was telling TERYNN before the show we went on, something I discovered today. Very ironic, and we had to laugh. MVP robbed a casino on a cruise ship, which we laughed because.
What were you thinking?
he was on the fucking Jericho cruise, and we were wondering, was that the first time he's been on a cruise ship since he robbed one? But you step foot on it and just kind of look around like, hey, I wonder if this casino is. It's got to go through your head. MVP is great. Don't get me wrong.
I wish I could be. I wish I was friends with him. I only I've met him, so he doesn't know who the fuck I am. But I would love You know that I just be gritting my fucking teeth. Just like, go ahead, say something. Say something. Maybe not. You know, he'll throw you right off this fucking boat.
Yeah, we seen how you do when we seen you with Enzo in Vegas. We see how you do. You just kind of fucking. I'll break that video out one day.
Oh my god, I didn't know you recorded that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When I had
super embarrassing for everybody involved. I think me and Tara are more embarrassed for you.
I don't recall. I think I might need to see it because I don't fucking.
Your big plan was to go over because you always like to hand your garbage to people. Hey, can you hold this for a minute?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
right.
you were doing it all week long with your cup, and you were going to do it to Enzo, but you ended up walking over and just kind of standing there real shy for like 7 to 8 minutes, and then playing with Hollywood Haley J's dog, and then just walking away.
Yeah, I mean, so if there's anything, there's any moral of the story here is, Kid is just he's all fucking talk.
No, I will say something. I had something to do with that not going through because a few moments before this incident could have occurred, somebody came out and was all riled up because they seen Enzo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'll fucking go to jail tonight. And then there's this guy.
He wouldn't make it in jail.
This guy's going, I won't let that happen. And he's trying to provoke it. And I was like, motherfucker. So Kid's trying to go give his garbage to Enzo, is trying to create some sort of nonsense. So then there's me in the back. I'm like, don't take that. Don't take it. Don't take. I was like, nobody's going to jail tonight. Nobody's going to jail.
Yeah, there's
completely unrelated. I wanted to mention yesterday I was watching this great documentary with that Joey Janela made about spring break last year and this year, and I saw our very own Kit Osborne with his best friend Stone Cold Steve Austin in this documentary. So if you guys get a chance, check that out. It's a great. I paused it at that exact moment, and about 2.5 minutes later, I watched the rest of the documentary. It was fantastic.
Ew.
Right, so,
but
anyway.
wait, I do want to see that because I mean, was the documentary's already out or was that a preview for it?
I believe it was posted on his socials.
Yeah, Joey posted it on his Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. I'll probably watch that later. I mean, not just for the sake of me seeing. Well, it is going to be to see myself. Like
Kid Osborne, he's a star.
Let's go back. Let's go back a couple seconds. Yeah.
Christ. So that being said, let's go somewhere where every wrestler eventually ends up. The airport incident unit.
Oh.
Case number 1, Ric Flair.
Oh boy.
Do you want to talk about this one, or is
It's easier to talk about what he didn't do on an airplane.
I'm gonna let Dirty Dick explain this one about his dear old dad.
Okay. Well, our family's lawyer has instructed me to refer to any previous statements made by Dad. I will say that this is how I'll explain it. The apple does not fall far from the tree. I have never personally, pulled my dick out on an airplane, but we got time. Anything else? I'll
story.
Dark Side of the Ring did a great coverage of it. There's a lot of it's out there. I would rather, on behalf of the Flair, I can't even apologize. The lawyer, I know. I'm sorry. They're here all the time. Every time I go on the air, they're.
So, anyways, Ric Flair helicoptered on the airplane.
Yeah,
and everywhere else.
You know what? This Josh brings up a good point. If Rick is going after David, are you next?
I know that this came out the other day, and TERYNN, you brought up a good point. I might not be that far away from getting my dream, which is I want to receive an actual letter of cease and desist from Rick, which I will immediately frame and add to the collection here, and eventually have him autograph. But cease and desist, I will not.
Okay, so anyways, Dirty Dick Rick is doubling down, and he's not giving up the gimmick.
I thought you froze at first.
Sure didn't. That was the comedic pause, my friend. I've been watching a lot of fucking Norm Macdonald videos.
God bless Norm Macdonald. So what we're saying in this is woo is not a legal defense.
It's not. No, being a limousine riding when all that those things don't matter when you're pulling your dick out in front of people,
It's
forcing
not.
them to grab it, touch it.
I believe it's limousine riding, jet flying, helicopter swinging. Son of a gun,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a public transport riding fucking. You know.
Right. Well, I'm gonna have Dirty Dick stop being stupid for about 5 minutes here, and we're gonna roll right on into the brother division. The brother division is domestic abuse, okay? And you know, we've got Jimmy Snuka, probably the biggest one in there. We've got Steve Austin we can talk about, which people don't want to hear about. And then we also got Alberto Del Rio, which is another big one that's been in the headlines for
13, 14 years.
Yeah, like repeatedly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how's this man still. You know what? Fuck it. Let's start with Del Rio. Like, how is this man still on the streets, and how are women still going and fucking like how what woman?
How does he continue to just? How does he continue to just exist? You know, when it's like a clear as day thing. Like this guy's beating shit out of women. You know, like you know, it's like you're you know, and also he doesn't even do it right. You know, like you gotta you gotta do it. You gotta get him where you know it doesn't bruise. It's like you know, it's like what
we don't
Cosby
condone.
did. You know,
That's
you know, like you know, sweet Valencia oranges. Sweet Valencia oranges, you know, they don't leave a bruise, but they let them know who's boss, you know? Like,
yeah, but you know what I always say?
No, but you know what I mean.
Abuse, discipline. So watch your mouth. So how about that?
Just so you guys know, next week's guest wrote that last joke for Kit. We'll get into that later, though. I feel like
okay.
Besides the Page incident, which is the most obvious one, most people maybe don't realize that, like in his later years, most recently, I think he pretty much like literally kidnapped a woman.
Yeah, he had her tied up.
Tied her up and held her hot. So this guy is like a real bad motherfucker. Probably could get the chair, you know. Somehow, still he's wrestling. God bless pro wrestling. Forgives all.
I suppose.
Only Joey Ryan can't get a job.
Yeah, riddle me that.
I mean, I'm kind of glad.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people that have jobs and that ones that don't that did lesser things than some of these people that are actively working.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'll always, yeah.
So, yeah, Jamal here saying all these years of being an Austin fan, I never knew. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Not necessarily. It was a pretty big deal. Like I remember
it was well publicized. Yeah.
I remember hearing about it when I was little, but I don't know. I mean, obviously he learned from his mistakes. Del Rio didn't. I don't think Jimmy Snuka did. I mean, he kind of
he only killed the one.
Yeah, he got away with it.
And in fairness to him, they didn't charge him for like 30 fucking years. So I mean, like,
yeah.
I think they brought up charges in like 2017 when he was completely riddled with Alzheimer's and fucking
like unfit. It's like
unfit to stand trial.
The second you're unfit to stand trial, then you know, then it's like, oh man, he made it. He fucking made it. You know,
and he murdered her in like the late 70s or early 80s.
Yeah, it's
why didn't you charge him by like 87?
Like, dude, he didn't even think he was gonna live that long.
Right.
Like I'm serious. By no means did he think he was gonna live that long.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know, on the same Stone Cold that I met.
Unfortunately, the same Stone Cold that we all love. He hurt Deborah pretty fucking bad. It's a very publicized case.
So that being said, Josh Palmer, I remember Deborah on the news saying, "Try defending yourself when a 500-pound man has you pinned down," or something like that, and it made me wonder how accurate her account of it was.
But suppose I don't want to get I spend too much time on this because I feel it's in the past and he's made amends, whatever. But he fucking it was like not just like in the face, but the head, the legs, the arms, everywhere. Like he hit her everywhere. So
like he was really working the. All right.
Well, yeah, he was working the gimmick, brother.
this leads me into, you know, some future stuff in the next few weeks, months that we've got planned. You know, that was also back in the 80s and the 90s when one of our guests used to beat up women. You know, it was a different time. So
she said the thing.
yeah, it was that's a joke, and we're gonna have this person back on the TERYNN show in a few weeks. So you know, deal with it then. Deal with it then. That's not a TERYNN quote. I'm just quoting a joke. Um, but I mean, this is also a pretty good fucking um thing into the Chaos Merchants because you know I'm a big fan of the Hart family, the Hart dynasty, and Teddy Hart kind of fits in all of these categories. You know that girl he had in Edmonton took her down to Florida and Mexico, and she ain't never been seen again. So
Yeah, she's still missing, right?
she's still missing. And they
Yeah, it's
still
not cool.
the whole documentary on that. And if you guys haven't watched that, it's like cats and fucking cars and cocaine or criminals or something. I don't know. It was a good documentary. 10 out of 10 recommend watching it.
Very wild.
But yeah,
Teddy Hart is a special case, that one.
Yeah, he kind of fits into every single category of what we're talking about here tonight.
The fact that he has a documentary that like details all of his crimes and like misgivings, we couldn't fit it. It could be 2 shows. Like he's such a fucking, you know, like there's shit that fucking he's done that I don't think he should be on the streets for. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, there's again, like TERYNN said, there's people who have done less who are doing fucking 25 to life. So it is, you know, the justice system is fucked.
You know, I know this is on our thing.
The docket.
Our docket. But what about like, and it's obviously not something that you ever see. It's like it's like the issues in a ring. Like for example, Saturn beating the shit out of like an innocent bystander for no fucking reason, you know, or
so I thought that was like he was like defending some woman that was getting like
no. I'm talking about him in the ring.
Like, oh yeah.
Like I'm talking like, so one of the things we don't talk about is like obviously this doesn't ever most of the time resort to anybody getting arrested because you know almost anything except for you know recently with Rampage Jackson's son.
Yeah.
You know, who nearly killed somebody. And he's getting his just due. And his dad fucking didn't defend his ass one bit. And you know, and I think that all, you know, it all it all ended the way that it really should have. Like, you know, and you don't put the guy to fucking jail forever, but hopefully he learns from it and you go from there. But like one of them was like one of the matches with Saturn wrestling some jobber or whatever, and like really almost fucking like ending his life. Like he almost draws them, you know. And like that happens in wrestling, and it doesn't happen as often anymore because like the accountability factor is very much thrown in. In the sense that like you know we're all more enclosed. Like you know it's the kayfabe is passe. You know, we all know what's real and what's not for to the most degree. Like, you know, like obviously, like I give somebody a chop in front of you, and I hit them really fucking hard. You know, you know that fucking hurts, but you also know that that's like it's what we have to do in our world, right? Not everything is you know, but anyway, I mean, what I'm saying is like, but we all know like what's right and wrong. You know, obviously the Rampage Jackson thing, we could fucking tell what's right and wrong. But I remember like people like Saturn doing something like that, or like back in the day when people would be like roughhouse to the point where they would just not ever come back. You know, and I think that those are those situations that like people should be held accountable for. You know, like. And I don't mean like anytime like, you know, you forget a spot or like you stiff me and then I stiff you back, then all of a sudden the cops come and I have my hands wrapped behind my back. You know. So I don't know what your thoughts on that are, or if you have any.
Queen of Queens.
I don't. I mean, I think justice should be served to everybody. It doesn't matter what the crime is.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
and some people don't. They don't. I mean, for fuck's sakes, there is a Twitter that is Teddy Hart in jail that gets updated daily, and he's still on the streets. Which, I mean, that's fucked up to me. Like, you're doing crimes in Canada and the States, and you're still out here fucking breeding cats, but there's nothing. Like, is Teddy Hart in jail? No. Oh, okay.
No.
Another day. It's another day.
Well, me personally, I can't really agree with when Kit said that we all know right from wrong. I clearly, my moral judgment is kind of lacking. I end up saying quite often, "What did I do?" You know, but it's
And then start crying. Don't forget about
so
that.
I might not be the best spokesperson as far as that goes, but as far as the wrestling part, like I don't think that maybe he could have faced charges. I think if that guy decided to press him, but you know as well as I do in the wrestling business, they take care of their own shit
It's
behind
like-
the scenes. Saturn
New
ended up
Jack.
getting jobbed out for like the rest of his career.
Exactly. He just looked
He had
at it
to
as
wear a
joke.
dress. He ended up having a fucking angle with a mop.
Yeah.
I mean, and he made the
it
most
actually
of
worked
it.
out better for him.
Sure.
So
He
another
ended up-
one of those like drunk driving. Next thing you know, you get pushed. This was like an unfortunate push that he probably didn't want if he actually,
But he's
cared
not the
about
only
his
one.
character
You're
so
not
much.
wrong about that. I definitely think there should be some kind of judgment, especially if you go to intentionally hurt somebody like that. Again, as you know, as a fucking talent, there's a certain fucking spoken and unspoken law. Like you're taking your opponent's life into your hands when you go in there, and your main job, besides entertaining the fucking crowd, is to make sure that dude gets home to his family that night and gets to the next show safely and as unharmed as possible. That's
Yeah.
So if you're out here fucking taking that law and using it, knowing he's gonna fucking put himself into your hands, and you willingly do that, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe you know what?
Perfect-
Fuck jail time. Let the wrestlers deal with it, man. For
Perfect
real. That's a
example,
much better.
Perfect example, New Jack. Like
I was just gonna say.
he has blatantly said like he takes advantage of the fact that he is in this bubble of a world where it's okay to like take advantage of somebody because he's gonna get away with it because it's wrestling. Like throwing somebody off that fucking, which was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah, for
I don't know
revenge.
how they. I don't
as
know
a
how they
payback,
thought.
like
I don't know how they thought that was gonna work. Regardless, like I mean, nobody is gonna go through like 50 fucking tables and right to the ground. I mean, that was Rob Black too. I worked with him. I mean,
No,
I don't
that
really get my
was
thumb
that
cut off or anything.
was
like
it
that,
Rob
but
Black or was it ECW?
That was XPW.
Was it XPW?
Yeah, so I mean, I haven't talked to Rob in a while, but every
Great
once in a while,
porn.
like. So anyway,
But yeah, didn't
Exactly. There's the people we're talking about in the chaos department is the people that every sentence starts with, okay, so apparently.
Well, so New Jack had the other incident too with that kid, the mass transit incident. The kid was like 16 or 17, said he was trained by Killer Kowalski, convinced Paul Heyman that he could fucking work, and he gets in the fucking ring, and New Jack he didn't know how to cut himself. So he asked fucking New Jack to gig him up a couple times, and fucking New Jack sliced him like 37 fucking times and then like stabbed him or some shit. He's fucking bleeding all over the place, almost dies, ends up having a bunch of health problems and dies at like 22 years old. So I mean, it's definitely and he did that under the guise of this is pro wrestling, I'm safe here. So in that sense, yeah, New Jack was kind of a piece of shit, but
do you guys hear me?
it's probably the most extreme case of somebody taking advantage of the
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
now I can. Yeah.
We sure can.
Yeah, New Jack definitely had a controversial life. He I mean, you're talking and going from DUI to fucking this is a guy who admitted to 4 justifiable homicides, So You get somebody like that in the ring, man, you got to fucking. He wasn't playing. That shit was, no wrestling being fake when he's in there. He'll stab you.
I've had like I was a part of the. It was the last show at the arena because I guess Roger, who owns the arena still now, but he sold it, and they were going to do wrestling or anything like that. They had this spot with CZW and like invading Evolve because we had the longest amount of shows, I guess. And I came in and I did like a thing in the ring, and then they were gonna have New Jack come in, and like I was asked if I wanted to have any part of it, and like I was 20, and I was like, absolutely not. And I was like, no way. I don't trust that fucking dude at all. I also like, I don't look at him like I would ever want to get any advice from him. I wouldn't aside from just being friendly, like I know that guy is like looking through me, and also I'm not a big guy, so I feel like he's one of those people that definitely would like try to take advantage. And, no matter if you were to try to fight back or anything like that, he's not the kind of person that you would want to do that with because you'll then get stabbed or killed. So,
I mean, yeah, I guess there's definitely that fucking. I feel like it's heavily overplayed, and he used it to like feed into the gimmick a lot. It's like 2 or 3 really big incidents, but they're isolated. It's not like he went around stabbing people on the regular. But he definitely played upon it and fucking. It kind of had that lore, but you had fucking Haku that one time. Fucking, he got into like a bar fight in Baltimore or some shit with a bunch of wrestlers and bystanders. He bit that guy's nose off, dude. Like fucking went to jail. I mean, that's crazy. You can't do that. You can't eat people, Samoan or not. Do they eat people?
The Samoans get to do whatever they want.
They do.
Exactly. So raise it up to the Samoans.
To the bloodline. Well, how about this is one I was telling TERYNN about before we went on that I don't think a lot of people know about, but Roman Reigns, before he signed his WWE contract, was arrested for fucking disorderly conduct, inciting a riot, fucking unlawful assembly. So basically, like, the Samoans were having dinner, but it's not. It was swept under the carpet, and nobody ever fucking. I never heard about that. I just learned that today when I was looking shit up. I had no idea Roman was arrested.
Yeah,
That must have been before he played football in Canada, because he wouldn't have been allowed here.
Right?
So, yeah. So to just to bring this up, I want to next Tuesday, we have a guest on here. One of my friends, who I think he's kind of under fire on what his part of it is in the Kevin Hart show. One of the writers of the show, my friend Zach. So, motherfucker.
We can still hear you. Oh.
He's being harassed right now because he's a D-list celebrity, so somebody's harassing him right now.
I mean, when you're a D-list celebrity, these things do happen.
One of my friends, Zach Amico, one of the writers of
Love the guy.
The Kevin Hart roast, is going to be joining us next week. He's a comedian based out in New York. He does commentary for NYWC, which he rip me to shreds in my match against Bam, which I'm gonna fucking. I'm probably not going.
Oh,
to
we'll
get
bring
back
that
on
up
because he's actually a, he's like, if there's anybody that's super quick witted, it's probably gonna be fucking him. And I don't stand a chance. So but he's one of.
Where can people go find this match to watch? You and Bam Sullivan.
It's NYWC, and you can see this on IWTV. And that was So IWTV, and then you would just go through the promotion of NYWC. But Zach Amico is our guest next week, which I think is pretty cool because I'm excited to talk about all the bullshit that he's dealing with. We can talk about kind of like the backlash of some of the guests from that show and all the bullshit that he deals with, while at the same time I don't remember hearing any problems from Kevin Hart. So and he was the one getting like the shit ripped out of his asshole. So but anyway, I'm excited to talk about that. Which
going to be a great guest for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be lit as fuck. The next couple weeks, this is the promotion zone right now, because next week we got one of the writers from the Kevin Hart roast, and then the following week I have a special little video for everybody.
Oh boy!
So here we go. I got a little surprisey.
It's going down. Meet me in the.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We are going to have
Wow.
Murder Hawk on the TERYNN Show in 2 weeks. So.
Everybody out there, get your fucking affairs in order, because fucking in 2 weeks, everybody dies.
Exactly. We got some chaos next week. We got a little wild shit the following week. The following week after that, unfortunately, we will not be having a show, as I will be in the midst of packing up, and this will no longer be my home of the podcast studio. I will have a new gimmick set up for
Show
that.
everybody your bed. Oh wait, that's something Dirty Dick would say.
Yeah,
I've been hanging out with him too much.
You're stealing my gimmick, brother.
We will we'll get into that later on. No worries.
Wow, the snowball is becoming an avalanche here in the next few weeks. And we're just going to get bigger and bigger, folks. You're going to be, we got a lot of shit in store for you guys coming up. I don't think, if everybody knew the plans we had, you'd have to fucking go change your old shitty pants like Daddy Rick in a bar.
Okay, so, excuse me?
You heard him.
So, Dirty Dick, I think Rebecca here I think she's asking you.
What does it say? Oh, you still stay away from me?
No, she said, who's Lance Archer?
She asked me this?
Yeah.
Lance Archer? Oh, dude. He's fucking, I mean, if you don't know, you got to go watch him AEW. Fucking, he's been everywhere. He's scary as fuck. I'm scared he's going to be on here. I may be very, very silent next week. I don't want to anger, or next 2 weeks. Making him mad. He's like 8.5 feet tall, 450 pounds of pure muscle. Like, biggest dude I ever seen. Fucking, every time I turned around on the Jericho cruise, he was behind a fucking pillar, fucking lurking like a fucking, man, it was scary as fuck, dude.
He wasn't lurking.
I was scared. I love the guy personally, but from afar, because I'm terrified.
But you know what? That being said, and as much as one of us hates bringing it up, you guys, we're getting closer and closer every single day. So you know what that means? You guys have to go on over to prowrestlingtees.com/TDS and get your Drunk Eyed Canadian shirt, your TERYNN Show shirt, and then your other TERYNN shirt to wear proudly on the Jericho Cruise #7. We've got all 3 designs that you see here right on the screen. The Smoking Darts and Breaking Hearts, the We've Been Through a Lot, and the OG DEC Drunk Eyed Canadians, as well as the TDS Super Wasted, created by my old producer Hobo Ted. He went above and beyond for us. So head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/TDS, get the merch. You'll want it for the cruise. It kind of just like brings us all together, and we wear the DC one day one, and it's a big family thing.
Also, wait. What's that? Dirty Dick. What is that shirt in the background?
Oh my goodness.
Shit. Oh yeah.
So these are two of my favorite shirts, actually. This is my day-long cruise shirt, and this is my nightly bedtime shirt. I actually I took my pillow out of it for now to put it on but I put it over my pillow and I hug it to my face, and every night I fall asleep on Kit's back.
Not for nothing. Just before I say that, and that is also on Pro Wrestling Tees. We don't have a graphic for that, but that is Pro Wrestling Tees /Kid Osborne. You can get that shirt, and then also my 2017 retro. That's retro now, I guess, right? In 9 years, I think it would be retro, right? It's the Diesel font Kid Osborne shirt. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get Walter Salea to personally buy both of those shirts to wear on the cruise.
Personally, good.
Yeah, I will personally get him to do that.
I wore this shirt through like a homeless village, and all the chicks with one leg, dude, were fucking
hopping over to you.
Yeah, hopping right over to me.
Okay, well, I actually don't like that. That's why you're promoting
the handicap.
The TDS Super Wasted shirt. So please don't ever tell that story.
It actually is like one of my favorite designs.
I'm not gonna lie. One item that I don't think that is getting covered enough anymore. This ever since probably since we were kids, is pillowcases, because you brought that up. What would be a nice TERYNN pillowcase? Not me.
Just a rat.
Who would not want to wake up in between the queen? You know what I mean?
I would be sleeping literally facing my pillow every night. Like, I'd suffocate myself every night.
So it's so crazy that you guys say this, because during COVID, somebody slipped a TERYNN shirt over their pillow on Instagram Live and thrusted upon it, and it terrified the fuck out of me. This is a story I will tell later on at the after party, but it actually terrified me. So what I will say right now is, as of current timing, I am not going.
No TERYNN pillowcases in the future.
There's going to be no going forward with a TERYNN pillowcase, because it was.
So glad it's not one of my stories.
Frightening. Okay. Yeah, and Dirty Dick had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, for once, I did not fuck the pillow, folks.
Yeah, so he doesn't even know the story behind that. But we'll get into that at the after party, which we are rolling up at our.
It's time. Oh, it's time.
I think it's time. We're all plumb tuckered out. We all had nothing but
tuckered out. I'm ready to fucking party.
That and
some of us just woke up.
Blown the fuck up.
I do have to say, Jamal here wore his shirt at WWE World, and a few people asked me about it. Kit has worn his Drunk Eye Canadian shirt out in America in a lot of different places, and he gets asked about it a lot as well. So
I wore this one on.
I also have the most Drunk Eye Canadian shirts than even our queen. So.
Yeah, courtesy of this motherfucker rolled me for some of my shirts, and I was so drunk when we went to the airport in Vegas. It took me, when we were at the security line, to look and be like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. And he's wearing my shirt.
I mean, literally, the way I responded was like, oh, well, I can't take it off at the airport.
But what's even worse, he left Vegas wearing a TERYNN fucking DC shirt, and I left wearing a Kid Osborne shirt.
Oh my God, my heart is so full.
It's just like in wrestling. If you win the title, you wear the belt at the airport. All right. So if any young wrestlers in there listening, that's what you do. However, I'll tell you, that was a joke, but I totally would.
Oh fuck yeah.
I 100% would wear the title.
What's that, Mom? You need milk? Hold on, let me get my belt.
Yeah.
No, I just
Oh
need to circle
no.
back.
Sorry, officer. I don't need a ticket. I have my belt on. What?
Am I the title?
What?
What? Are you the title? What?
Wait.
So, anyways,
If you're the title, I'm doing the old Shawn Michaels. Oh, never mind.
so that being said, you guys, we do have a couple really exciting weeks coming up at the TERYNN Show. So make sure you tune in to next week and the following week. We do have two very big guests.
Well, they are big. One of them.
Huge.
Lance Archer.
Big names.
Yeah, big names, big people.
Big hearts.
If you want to join the after party, hit myself, Dirty Dick, or Kid if you want to find him on Instagram or Facebook and start messaging him. And then, you know, we will get the link right on over to you and we will party hard, brother.
Like, share, subscribe, all that shit. The YouTube. Tell your friends. Some big shows coming up.
And also, if you don't mind, after we end the show on YouTube, if you can, subscribe to us and then also share this show that we are just posting. That'll be posted the second this is over, and we would much appreciate it.
I'll suck yo that.
So okay, and then you never heard from us again.
All right. So anyway,
that being said, thank you guys for joining in tonight. In the meantime, and in between time, keep fit and have fun.
It's about to get wild.